This is Chris O'Neill, Brother One of Brotherwise Games, telling you to watch Dice Squad. They're the true boss monsters of game coverage.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Dice Squad. I am Marshall Dice, known as Adam Campbell.
General Dice, Todd Evangelista.
And this is the only show where monsters boss us around, I guess.
Well, after our last show where we got punched many times by a kraken, yeah, I can see that.
All right.
Yeah, we don't do too well against monsters, folks. But this time, we're playing the monsters.
That is correct. We are playing... Are you ready for it, General?
Doc Scarecrow.
Yes, but what is the...
With a hologrammo card. Hologramophone.
But guess what, General?
What?
We are playing... Are you ready for this?
What is it?
We are playing Boss Monster 2!
We already played Boss Monster 1.
I know we did, but this is the sequel.
This is the sequel? Oh my goodness. I'm excited by this prospect. All right.
Well, do you want to know the story about Boss Monster 2?
I do indeed.
All right, well, our good friends with Brotherwise Games, long time ago, galaxy far, far away, back at Origins Game Fair 2015.
Why, look, Brotherwise Games makes this game Boss Monster 2.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And when we first did our first episode, which almost is, I think, almost a year ago,
Right.
we did Boss Monster with Polka Dice.
Mm-hmm.
They were so enamored by our episode, they shared it on their Facebook page.
Wow.
It's one of our highest grossing episodes, so I thought, hey...
Yeah, I don't think it's grossing. I think it's highest viewed.
Our highest viewed.
I think
Potato,
they all grossed 0 so far. So they're all pretty high grossing.
But anyway, so back at Origins,
The net is actually a little better than that gross total.
when you told me about doing events, I decided
Right.
that year I was going to do some events, and one of the
Right.
games that I wanted to play with people was Boss Monster.
That's right. And you played it at Origins and it was sold out.
It was, but the funny thing was, is that they thought this was a game that they set up.
Oh.
So
no.
they came over and they were setting up, and I walked over and they're like, "Hey, Dice Squad!" And like, what's going on? So they not only donated a free copy of their cool Kickstarter version of Boss Monster 2 to our show here, but they were very generous with all the people that participated in my game, and it was tons of fun.
They not only sent me my Kickstarter copy for which I paid. Well, I guess that's it. They just sent me what I paid for. That's my story with Brotherwise Games. And then I got in line at the Gen Con to get it signed, but I didn't have it, and I just wanted to say hi, and they didn't say hi back. But anyways,
Well, you got to try it at Origins probably.
yeah, Gen Con is pretty crowded.
But the coolest part about
The guy in front of me did this. I was like ready to just say hi and go away. The other guy was like, "Here you go. Here, sign my copies. Sign my copies." And then he had like 15 things for the guy to sign, and I just never got that. That's my story. That's Boss Monster 2.
all
Yours
right.
is Boss Monster 1, and then mine's Boss Monster 2. And then where's our good friend Pokey Dice?
You know, I don't.
He's the one who taught us how to play this.
Well, that is true. That is
We
true.
should do a shout out to James.
Polka Dice. He's off. Actually, I believe he's off capturing some Pokemon.
All right. Well, you can't fault a kid for doing that.
Absolutely. Well, that's his title.
Yes, that's his title, and he left school in order to catch Pokemon, and so far he has one. But there you go. When it evolves.
But okay. But aside from the fact that one of the coolest part about this Kickstarter
right?
with Boss Monster, because all this is about is it's the same game, but with different new cards.
These are holographic cards. So when you look at them, you can see like a 3D image. No, well you can see it's shiny, but it's
I'll
not
use
3D.
I'll use The cool part is that these bosses are all foiled.
Oh
They're foil cards.
Yeah, I can see that.
You
They're
get a base set of
shiny.
the origin of all the new bosses, but you also get ones that are all foiled, and they're really cool.
And for you folks at home, if you have a set of these holographic cards, we want you to put them in sleeves and not just play with them willy-nilly,
That is correct.
so they stay nice for you all the time. But for now, we're going to shuffle them. We're going to riffle shuffle them.
Well, we've already started
Okay.
a little bit with our match here, but if you don't know how to play Boss Monster, check out our previous video. We'll have a link below.
And we'll give a basic overview like right now.
Right.
Everybody starts with, now this is a new thing for Boss Monster 2, we should say. You used to have to discard 2 cards out of your hand. Now you don't do that. You have 5 cards from the room deck, and you have 2 cards from the spell deck.
And if you want to play that way, that's called Classic Mode now.
Mm-hmm. Classic, or we probably should have play tested it more, mode. All right, now, I have a bunch of rooms. We start with one room that we play.
Correct. Before we
And
start it all.
and tell them who you are. I'm Doc Scarecrow.
All right. Well, I am the man on the box himself. I am Porcus.
Porcus, which is a takeoff on Orcus, the demon from D&D and other things. Now, I placed my haunted hall first, which is like a Pac-Man ghost room. And if the heroes get here, I can discard this card and send them back to town, because as we found out, Marshall Dice here, he attracted 2 guys to his hall, and they basically gave him 2 wounds.
That is correct. Because in the game of Boss Monster, if you receive 5 wounds, you're dead.
And and however many symbols you have that they want, they're coming to your rooms. So I have 2 Ankhs or Horcruxes or whatever, so that attracts a certain clerical types to my dungeon. And I also have 2 swords, which attracts fighters. But you have 2 books,
which attracts spellcasters. And money bags, which attract thieves.
Yeah, and those 2 thieves came in and they made a mess of Porcus. Poor Porcus. Now we go back to the beginning. We have two more adventurers who have come out. One of whom is, oddly enough, a vampire.
That is correct, but
That's an addition to Boss Monster 2.
well, no, I believe they had vampires before. But the cool part about this is that there's new abilities that some heroes may have when they come into town.
Yes, he's a star card.
He is a star card, but the interesting thing is that if this monster or this hero is attracted to your dungeon,
Which he will
once
be.
per turn, an opponent may discard a room with a crux, you said?
Oh, yeah, whatever. Ankh.
Ankh, to give this hero +3 health until the end of turn. So, if you're about to beat this hero, which has 6 health, you could bump him up and make him a 9, and then he's really deadly.
Now let me ask you this. Is that a discard from your hand, or is it a discard from your dungeon?
It's a discard from your hand.
Okay. And then it is discard, because if you go from here, it's got to be destroy.
Correct.
Okay. That's the words that they use. So let's go step by step.
All right.
Now we're gonna build our dungeon.
Correct.
So I gotta pick. There's 2 types of cards. One has a gold backing on the. There's 2 types of cards. There's traps and there's monster rooms. But each one of those, if it's backed with a gold area, then that means it's a second level or advanced level, and you have to play that on top. So I have this one, which is red. I can play it on red, and it's gold in the monster symbol, so that can go right on top of there if I want to. But instead, I want to play just a regular monster room, and I'm going to play the spell slime pit. Whenever you play a spell, this room gains plus 1 damage until the end of the turn.
All right. Now, normally, in Boss Monster, you have to play the cards face down, General.
Oh, you're right. Playing it face down until we reveal, because that may change what you want to do.
Correct. Because when heroes come into town, we then draw a room card. We've already done that. And then we build.
So now, and we're looking for, if I attract this guy, I got to do some serious damage to him.
Correct. All right, so.
But I can always get out of it maybe with my haunted hall by destroying that. I can send him back to town.
Correct. All right, now. So,
all right, so play it.
Go ahead and reveal.
Reveal. Now at this time, we have spell cards. If you have a hammer on your spell card, then you could play it to help your building phase. I have an axe. That means I can only play mine on attacking phase.
That is correct. And I have a spiked pit. When I build or uncover this room, give this room +3 damage until the end of turn. So this is now a 4 damage room.
Right, it's a 4 damage until the end of the turn.
Correct. All right, so.
All right, so let's see who gets attracted to our dungeon. I have 2 Ankhs, a book, and 2 swords. He's looking for Ankhs.
So he's going to come to you.
Because you have 1 Ankh, but if you had 2 Ankhs, he would have stayed where he was because he wouldn't know which one to go to.
Right, because they cancel each other out. Now, I have 2 money bags, 1 Ankh, and 2 spell books.
So
this thief is going to be attracted to me. Now, because I have that bump up, this thief is going to die in this room.
Okay. Unless I put pause. If there is... Oh, that's a different one. Party up. This one adds a hit point to a hero entering a dungeon, but forget that because he's just going to die in the next room if he doesn't die in the first room.
That is correct.
So
normally you want to play that kind of card when you have a lot of heroes come into town and they want to go into the dungeon, then you can bump them up.
Great. So you got to kill him.
All right, so this one dies. Now remember, Boss Monster fans, when you kill a hero in the dungeon, instead of flipping it over face up, which shows not only its health, but it's a blood drop, which indicates your wound to your hero.
So you have 2 face up. That means you have 2 wounds.
Correct. I flip it over now, which means I get a soul gem.
Soul gem.
If you collect 10 soul gems, you win the game. And you're the best boss monster around.
All right. Well, this guy is only going to give me 1 soul gem if I kill him. But, yeah, I don't want to play a spell. Alright, so that's 2 damage, but this one says if the room to the left is a monster room, it gets +2. So that's 4 damage, then 5 damage, and then 6, 7.
But not so fast, General.
But
because
what's going on?
I don't want you to win. So you know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to use the vampire special ability. I'm going to discard a room with a crux, and he's going to gain +3 health.
All right. Well, then I guess I return him to the start at full health. And this time he takes... He's not going to take enough, is he? This time he takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm 1 shy. So not taking a wound, I destroy this room and send him back to town.
Nice play.
Well, almost. My vampire will come back next time, and I will not be prepared either, so what have you. But anyway, so that's destroyed, and now these go closer to my Doc Scarecrow.
Correct. Now, as always with Boss Monster, if you're able to build your dungeon, which is 5 rooms, you get your level up ability.
Right.
Which can help you out in battle.
I'm far away from that.
All right, so our turn ends.
Turn ends, we get 2 more guys.
2 more heroes come into play. We got a cleric, a vampire, and the classic favorite, the fool.
Okay.
And then we draw a room card. I go first because I have the highest XP. going to play that one. Your move, General.
Mm-hmm. What's a room's power? Is that its health there?
Correct.
All right, well, I'm going to play this on top of the Goblin Nursery.
Well, remember, General, you got to play it face down.
Okay, I'm playing face down. I wonder what it's going to be.
All right, then we flip.
Then we flip.
All right, I have a collapsing bridge. If a hero survives this room until the end of this turn, this room deals +3 damage, so it'll become a 4.
All righty.
What do you got?
I got the arena. Once per turn, you may reveal a monster room from your hand to give this room +X, where X is the room's power. So, boy, that sucks. I didn't know it was a monster room. Okay, well, whatever. There you go. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, so we have 2 clerics and a fool.
But now I have less Unks, so...
We're in a deadlock.
We're even on Unks, so the cleric and the vampire are going to stay where they are.
Correct, but the fool is lord the dungeon with the player with the fewest souls. Now, I have 1 soul, you have none souls.
So that's me.
Or no souls.
So he comes in, and he gets 2 damage from the first room. That kills him, and he makes me a soul gem.
He dies in the slime...
Spell slime pit. And
Fate worse than death.
not really. If you ever talk to those gelatinous cubes, they have a lot to say. All right. So that's me. Now we get 2 more, and we draw another room.
That's right. Now,
But you've got 5.
not yet. I have 4 rooms. I get 1 more, and I get to unlock my level up ability. Now,
All right.
as always, one of the cool things about Boss Monster 2 is the new Epic Heroes. Like previously, the Epic Heroes are 10 times more powerful than your regular heroes. But this time, some of them come with a twist. For example, let's see. Perfect. All right. This Necromancer, which is a star hero, has dual wielding treasures he can be attracted to. He can be attracted to the Unks or the money bag. So if you have a combination of both, you can attract him to your dungeon.
Right.
And he also has
way.
a special ability. If this hero survives your dungeon, choose 1 face-down hero in your scorekeeping area and flip it face up. So that soul gem will then become a wound instead, so that fool is going to come and take you out.
Right, right. And some of them, I don't know if everybody knows, but they have, like, for instance, the brothers is the brothers who made Boss Monster 2. The druid is Princess Mononoke, for all of you Hayao Miyazaki fans out there. Where's the one? Oh, we don't...
or George R.R. Martin himself, which is a fighter from Game of Thrones.
And there was a couple more that were interesting. Those are for multiple players.
Correct.
But
in a 3 or 4 person game, this is 4 people can play this game.
Yeah, but there was actually one I knew, which was odd. Yeah. Oh, here he is. Ampersand the Gald. Well, obviously that's from Asterix and Obelisk, and it's Asterix the Gaul. And then who else? There was a couple more that I was surprised I actually recognized, because a lot of these I think are supposed to be from video games.
Correct.
O'Brien the Destroyer.
Or pop culture.
Do you know who O'Brien the Destroyer is, or Marcus? Yeah, some of these I'm not sure who they are. But that's what Google's for. All right. So that's the game, everyone. And it's a lot of fun. It has a lot of charm to it. The pictures are funny. They have that 8-bit look to them.
For any old school video game fan. Or pop culture enthusiast, because the awesome part I think about this game, which I am really fond of, is the fact that they take your traditional dungeon crawler
right,
and make it in tabletop form with a cool, clever twist. Like they do some awesome different art styles with each of the different rooms.
And by dungeon crawler, we mean for the video game cartridge system, not like a real role-playing game.
Correct. And even the awesome part is, for all you old school video game aficionados, Boss Monster 2's art style is actually based on Super Mario Bros. 2, which is Doki Doki Panic in Japan. Did you know that?
Pong was the first video game. Yes.
But anyway, General, on this sequel of board games,
Looks just like Pong.
with 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, how would you rate this game?
It's very fiddly. I don't know. I'd rate it. I own it. I kickstarted it, so I should rate it pretty highly. But yeah, I give it a 5, solid 5, 6. Yeah.
6?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Really? You like it that much?
I do. This is one of my favorite games. Me and my friends play this all the time.
I have a hard time getting it to the table. The art doesn't speak to me at all. I have no connection to the nostalgia, and I just think it just has a lot of nice charm that you're building a little dungeon. But as a role player, and I mean a real role player with pencil and paper, I like dungeons to be really long. None of this 5 is the limit kind of thing.
Well, this is for every player.
Oh man, you're gonna have to go through this trap and this trap. Yeah, go up to the second level. That's what I like.
All right. Well, as the General here builds his mega dungeon.
That's right.
We got to get out of here.
Shout out to you, Gary Gygax.
But from all of us here at Dice Squad,
From beyond the grave.
This is Marshall Dice Knows Adam Campbell.
General Dice, Todd Evangelista.
And as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Later, guys.
And remember, if I'm in line trying to get my copy signed or just say hi, go ahead and cut right in front of me and get your stuff signed.
Later.